my name is Hailey. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you couldn't tell by the title, today's video is a DIY video. It is also a collab video with That Strawberry Blonde. Her video will be linked down below and at the end card. So the theme of this collab is basically aesthetics. So of course I decided to do a DIY video because I love doing DIYs for collabs and just in general. So I decided to do 6 DIYs. 5 of them are clothing DIYs and then there's a bonus one basically that isn't. So yeah, let's get on with the DIYs. So the first DIY are these pants. I hope you can see them. I got the idea of these jeans from Instagram. I don't remember the user's name, so I'll put it right here on the screen. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this DIY. So the first thing I did was just basically mark out where I was going to cut on my knees so I didn't overcut. So basically I've already finished this knee just to, figure out what I wanted to do. So now I'm gonna do this on this knee. So yeah. And like I said, I just basically cut out the knee on that other side. I cut this too big. Hopefully it looks good anyways. I'm really mad at myself. I should have marked it much better. Next, I just basically marked out where I was going to paint. Then I painted on a base layer of white so I didn't have to waste a lot of yellow paint. Next, I painted it yellow. And then I clean up the edges with a marker, and that is it. The second DIY is this checkered print belt. Sorry, it's obnoxiously loud. I thought of this DIY because I kept seeing these checkered print belts that were really cute, but like were super expensive or were kind of out of my price range. So the first thing I had to do was basically paint this belt black because this was the only belt I could find at the thrift store that had this kind of buckle, so I have to paint it black. Next, what I did was basically draw out an outline of where I was going to do the squares, and then I painted the squares. And the last thing I did, which is the same thing I did on the last DIY, was I just took a marker and cleaned up the edges. Next DIY, I decided to do this DIY because I've never really seen anybody do it in these type of DIY videos. You always, whenever people do t-shirt DIYs, you always see them either paint it, draw it on, or you see them use transfer paper. And I thought this was a really cool idea when I saw it. I, again, forget the original video that I had saw this in and the original person who I had learned this from, so I will put their name here so you can go check them out. Okay, for this next DIY, just basically follow what I'm doing. I'm basically taking the tights and putting them in the hoop and then cutting off the extra nylon. And then I'm tracing the design that I want on my shirt onto the nylon. And then I'm taking glue, I'm dyeing it green so I can see it better, and then basically just gluing the outline. And now I'm just basically testing to see if it works and how it looks. And then now I take a piece of cardboard and just screen print it. I also wrote Rebel Red on top, and that is it. The next DIY are these shoes. Sadly, I had actually lost all of the footage of me doing these shoes. These are actually the first DIY I did. And I did this way back when I wasn't planning on doing a DIY video. So yeah, I lost all the footage for these, but they're not that hard. I just took fabric dye and dyed them. You could probably find a video on YouTube on how to dye shoes. And yeah, that's all you really have to do. This next DIY isn't a clothing DIY, but I thought it would still fit this video and was quite cool, and I was gonna do it anyway, so why not film it? And it is these. This next DIY is very basic. All I did was just take this record and put it into hot water and let it basically melt into the shape that I wanted. So this DIY is basically to make your shirts look a little more vintage and feel a little more vintage. It didn't really work very well for me, but I still wanted to add it in so you could see it and also maybe try it for yourself. This last DIY, I took 4 cups of water and half a cup of salt and mixed it all together. And then just basically put my shirt in it to brine the shirt, and you leave that in for 3 days. And then 3 days later you take it out and squeeze all the water and you're done. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much. If you have any ideas of what I should do for 1,000 subscribers, let me know down below, because I really want to do something for 1,000 subscribers. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this is a collab with that Strawberry Blonde, so go check out her video if you haven't yet. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.
I was hanging with you and then I realized I didn't think it was true. I was surprised when I found out I'd fallen for you. I didn't want to believe my feelings for you. I didn't